You're now listening to Podcasts with Curtis Mack.
And your co-host, Bessas.
What's going on, y'all? It's Curtis Mack in the studio, and I have Bessas with me as always. What's going on, Bessas?
What's going on, Curtis? How you doing?
I'm good, man. We have a special guest today. What's going on, Tempo?
Hey, how y'all doing today, fellas?
Yeah, Tempo in the building.
Tempo in the building.
It's good to be here. It's good to be here.
It's not your first time in the building.
No, it's my second time on Podcast with Curtis Mack, but I'm just here to make a little noise, you know?
That's right. Facts.
Well, I heard there's something to talk about. We got something that has just released. If I'm correct,
I
right?
need to relax.
That's what the people say, you know?
Facts.
Yeah, definitely just released a new record. It's called Relax. It's out on all platforms right now. Produced by DJ Ray Black. So it's basically a song, man. Put you in your feels, man. You need when you feel like everything's too much and you just need to relax. You know what I'm saying? You just need to remind yourself that you don't need to be around bad vibes. You know what
Facts.
I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah, my question was about the record because I love the record, but my question was because I feel like the timing of it was so great. That's why it really connected to me personally, was because I was stressing, and I even commented it underneath your Instagram post or whatever, just like, thank you for this because I've been bugging all week on the gram, with everything that's been going on. And yeah, was that planned at all, the release, or did you just have it in the stash?
So I had it in the stash. I recorded the song probably about a year ago, honestly, and I was just sitting on it, and you know, that's kind of a good thing for artists. I feel like artists release a little too much too early. They give away a little too much of their abilities. You know what I'm saying? You kind of just got to let the people sit on a little for a while. I hadn't released a song since 2018 up until I just released it.
I remember you teased that though. You teased that. What was it? One of you. It was like a certain. It was a certain event. At like a private lounge. We had that because I have it up on the Facebook.
Yeah, Curtis you were saying that you had it on like a live or something like that.
Yeah, I had it. I have you performing live, and it sounds so good. I actually played it for somebody that was in the studio the other day. I was like, "You need to hear this." And, you know, I had a live version, which was awesome.
Oh, word! If you got that, I need to see that. Send me
Yeah.
that, John. Yeah. Yeah. So
we'll actually sample that right now.
Sample.
Let's cut to it right now. Okay, check this out. We got Tempo live. Relax. Check it out.
Yeah, struggling, singing and loving it. Don't care if you fuck with it, I can care less about government. My life was some other shit. I got 2 daughters, they need to get bored of. So I'm flipping these quarters. I get a pack and I double it back with the water. So that I can support them. Tell me who ducking for cover. Hiding from blessings, now we can't fuck with each other. Now we don't love one another. Like sister and brother, I need a thumb up. Or I round to the sun up. Yeah, I need a thumbs up. Flipping that back till it's done up. Yes, I got my lump sums. I got bills to pay. I got lawyer fees. Baby mama won't let me enjoy my seat. I need a brand new whip with insurance fees. Ice out wrist like it's 4 degrees. Accent out on my exes. Making moves and progressing. I don't make the rules, I correct them. And I don't pay the fools, I neglect them. Yeah. Oh, they're killing my mind. I need that.
All right, so that was basically, you know, thumbs up to me for doing the camera. And
that's
you know,
a shot Curtis
me.
took of Temp.
Yeah,
at
so
the I'm not even sure what the location was.
I don't know. It was somewhere. Where was that?
Was it Club Rock maybe, or was it
I don't know.
Stanhope?
It was private. It was down Route 10, I think.
He's trying to flex. What you're going to run through a list of all the places you performed?
I mean, I've performed a couple places.
Where have you performed actually?
Oh, that was when we went to East Hanover and we did the show with New Wave Smooth. With
New Wave Smooth.
Yeah.
I just saw him. He was actually on
DJ
How Small the World
Oh,
Is
you know
This?
what? DJ Walla was there too.
Yep, while I was
so
there.
DJ
Shout out
525.
DJ Walla. What up,
Shout
though?
out to DJ
Now we're
Walla.
shouting out all the DJs and shit.
Yeah, shout out Hot 97 too. What up?
Facts.
Yeah, facts.
DJ 525 was interviewing New Wave Smooth, who put together that showcase. Remember, we all
big
went
ups,
to.
Big ups 525. What it do?
Facts.
Shouts to
Yeah.
New Wave Smooth and
Small world.
Mobe Kitchen too, because he had some banging food that night too. He had some fire food and shit.
remember
was dope.
that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I appreciate you bringing me out too, because I think I performed a song with you.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, like speaking of, let me bring my mic up right quick. So speaking of media, today actually was the first motion picture that was ever released in New York. It was called On the Way.
And this was released back in the day, right?
1929.
So, wow.
Yeah.
So basically, by motion picture, we're talking about a movie.
Yeah, it was the first color motion picture, and it was in New York.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. So, like, to paint a picture for people here, it's black and white, Charlie Chaplin stuff, black and white visions with no audio, no talking in it.
More
And
black
on that
Panama.
day,
Yeah,
they had talking in it
It was
and
called
color. in
On
it.
with the Show. Scratch that. It was On with the Show. Came
okay.
out May 28th, 1929.
I like
and
the
it was
first one better.
It was, I know, on the way, right? 1929. New York City.
You said it was a musical, right?
It was a musical,
A
color, motion picture. Shout out to Warner Bros.
Word.
Actually, Warner Bros. Established a zoo over in West Milford in Passaic County at one point too. So Warner Bros. are within the tri-state, have been doing things in the tri-state, since a long time ago. Big ups, as we do in the things in the tri-state, like just Tempo release some music in the tri-state.
Yeah.
Like Bessas puts out music in the tri-state. Like I put out podcasts in the tri-state.
Facts.
What's good?
Do what it do, baby.
What's good, baby?
We do what we do.
Yeah, so that might be a little awkward sometimes to talk about what you do, right? When I was going to school, every time they say they ingrain it to you in business, when you meet somebody, what do you do? And some people are awkward when they, what do you do? Oh, I do this, I do that. They don't want to mention their what they do.
Yeah.
And it might be awkward.
It's so funny because when I meet somebody for the first time, I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm Tempo. What do you do? Like I'm just gonna break the ice automatically because that's how you connect with a person. If you just find out you have like a common ground, it just makes it so much easier.
And you find out what they do for work,
Yeah, and then you could connect and see how because
help
every
each other.
day is networking, bro.
Yeah.
Like if you're about it, if you're an entrepreneur, we know like all of us are, with music and podcasts.
So anyway, awkward questions, Bessus. You always have a list of awkward questions for us that
I
you can
usually
riddle off,
do.
right?
But do you see anything in front of me today, dude?
You got them on the dome, or what's good?
All right, here's an awkward
You
question.
need to relax.
All right. So basically, we do awkward questions. Last time we did awkward questions, it was like, if you were an insect, what would you be, or something like that. But right now, I don't feel like it's like a time that there's a much more awkward thing, that we could talk about right now. And I think it's what, had happened in Minneapolis.
Oh yeah.
And the riots and all of us being boys in a room together and all of us working together before, this is awkward right now. Can we all agree this is a little awkward right now? But we need to make it comfortable to talk about these things.
Yeah, no one wants to talk about those things.
No, not at all. But
yeah.
I think that, if we're going to do awkward questions, then
I saw the footage.
Like
Temp, you saw the footage?
Yeah, I saw the footage, man.
I think everybody did at this time.
Honestly, like, there were people there that were like telling the police, like, listen, man, he can't breathe. Like, what are you doing? You have it, and they're just like, back up, get away. His partner said the same thing, and it's like, you're sitting here watching this man. He can't breathe. He's gasping for air. He's foaming from the mouth. He's clearly, not conscious, and you still proceed. You still proceed to apply brutal force.
Yeah.
And as an officer of the law, right? Somebody that's supposed to, you're supposed to
They
like
took an oath.
Protect the community.
Yeah, exactly. Protect and serve. You know what I'm saying? So you're supposed to protect first. And what they do is they make it seem okay to break the law. But when we break the law, then they want to treat us differently. So I honestly don't think that it was a good idea for them to do that, especially because police brutality has been a lot bigger in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So
Regardless,
I always see them do that knee in the neck shit. I watch Cops. People want to put body cams on cops, right? They want to do that. If you watch the show Cops, they beat the shit out of everybody they arrest.
Yeah.
They beat the shit
But
out of
this
they beat the black, white, Asian. They're beating the shit out of everybody.
But this is clearly
blatant.
excessive because
Of
even in the
course.
video that I saw, they like
Which
it was
video
a
was
screen
that?
record
Okay.
and they fast forwarded like 3 minutes and the guy's still kneeling on the guy's neck.
He kneeled on him for 7 minutes. About 7 minutes.
That's fucking insane. And then there's another angle.
Supposedly.
There's another angle where it comes from the other side of the street. And I was so pissed when I saw the first video and I thought it was just that guy and that he was handcuffed. I'm like, that's murder. That's messed up. What the fuck? You know what I mean? And not only is that murder, but it's also putting a target on officers' backs as well because this guy is obviously not fit for the job and never was. Okay,
Well,
right?
neither are the guys working with him, obviously.
None of them that were involved in that. But other officers that are honorable need to say, hey, this is wrong. Because because right now the public perception is not very good and of police, of officers of the law. They look pretty crazy right now because of this asshole. So if I think an honorable officer should say, it should agree with what's going on and say, look, that was clearly wrong. and that's fucked up, and make it known that that's fucked up, and say, we're not, that guy's not in a uniform anymore, and charge him to the fullest effect of it, because
and you also see the riots that are going on right now. I co-sign people standing up for what they believe in. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Comment below what you think. Your opinion, anything that you have to mention, maybe an experience you had where police brutality, came to your front door, came to your family.
Yeah.
Or you saw it happen and you were there to be the videotaper and you saved somebody's life. Maybe that happened. Tempo, have you ever been there? Have you ever been that guy that maybe exposed a situation for somebody or no?
No, man, I've honestly seen it though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like just being so for me, I apologize. So for me, right, looking at the situation, like the Ahmaud Arbery situation, the situation with the lady in the park that like screamed that this guy was assaulting her, you know what I mean? And he was clearly far away from her, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those things are blatant things that they just happen to sweep underneath the rug, and it's like, okay, you want to blame, society for, like the music and gangs and all this, like, but you think about it like this. Like, so a gang is a collective of people that all set together to do one thing, right? So police are the same thing, just like a gang. They're all put together to do one thing, and when they don't do the right thing, they find a way to cover it up and protect each other. So it's not
the blue code.
Yeah,
it's very similar to the street code. Don't snitch.
Yeah,
and protect each other.
And
right?
they work like with each other, they
Politics.
help each other, and they just happen to find a way to sweep it under the rug. And it's like, what about those people's families? You know what I mean? Like, and what about if they had kids? Like, you're taking away people for no reason. You know what I mean? All because you might have had a bad day. You never know what happened.
Supposedly the FBI is investigating. So we'll see
do we
where
think?
that goes.
What do you guys think was the real problem? You think it's this guy?
No one will know until it's a long time from now.
That's true.
No one will know. You know. But what do you think? What do you think, started this all? I don't think it was today. I don't think it was. I think this is a heated debate. I think racism has been a heated debate. People don't realize. I had a mentor in college. He said, Josh Walker said, people don't even realize we're out of the Civil War era yet.
Ferguson to Baltimore, confrontation between police and the people they serve has ignited a national conversation. I spoke with Josh Walker, the director of career development at Centenary College, who says he believes that this nation has failed to progress culturally.
I think that we have a nation that doesn't realize that we're not through the civil rights movement yet. There's a lot of lack of understanding. There's a lot of distrust that stems from, I'd say decades, but more like centuries of, oppressed individuals in this country.
Kristen Santiago, an employee and student at Centenary College, says she feels that social class plays a large role within this controversy.
Unfortunately, I do believe it's a race issue and a class issue.
Like coronavirus, right? Why are they studying the race? People dying by race? Like what the fuck is that?
I think that has something to do
up.
with areas of where people are living, like how close they are.
Yeah,
probably.
And it's like when I work in marketing, and like they teach you, to break people down by demographics and their buying habits and all. It's so backwards. You're in the marketing world. You see it, right? Where like big corporations study people by age, race, color.
Yeah, and then they target market, and it's like, it's annoying because why can't you just make something that is universal for everybody? You know what I mean? But it never will happen like that because not everybody is on the same scale. Like there's people that won't even shop in the same store that I would shop in.
That's very true.
You know what I mean? Like they walk in, like even now, if I walk into a store with the coronavirus thing going on, you know what I mean? Even if you got a mask, people look at you like this. They're like, whoa. And you're looking at people like, man, I'm just trying to get some groceries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
And you can't help it because a lot of people, especially like, some of the people in like the 30 to 50-year-old range, they were brought up in a different time and generation where that shit was okay. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, it's not deemed to be okay, but it's starting to retrend again. You know what I'm saying? And it's people are finding a way to make it okay. Like I've seen people walking, driving around with like Confederate flags, people that are, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And it's like, all right, look, as far as politics go, I don't like to talk politics with people because, that's a touchy subject and everything. But like, as far as the world goes and how you're supposed to operate, like, how are you to speak on race? Like, there's people that, you know what I mean, that are interracial. They date, you know what I'm saying? They have kids. Like, our kids growing up are going to be affected by that. You know what I mean? My daughter is mixed. She's Hispanic and she's black. But at the end of the day, like, when she was younger and she was in school, she had kids making fun of her because she didn't look like that. So it's something that's very real.
So I'm glad I got you guys in the studio today. I'm glad we have the opportunity to promo Relax. You want to just jump in that a little bit more one more time?
Let's definitely talk about Relax. I feel like we all
'Cause I need
that
to
was
relax.
awkward. That was definitely pretty awkward
Yeah.
questions and awkward.
It was awkward,
thing.
but we need to talk about it.
We need to talk
Yeah,
about it.
exactly.
I feel like it's as us
What
as
better
as
place
boys,
in the studio?
Yeah, for sure. Like it's got to happen. So
What better place in the studio? I
Well,
mean,
I will tell you that if these moments in history didn't happen, we wouldn't be able to be here together. So like,
facts.
there's things you got to take from it. Like there was a time when we would never be able to stand in the same room. So we're allowed to be able to come together collectively and create something in the room. But then when this stuff like this happens, it makes it harder for people to accept it.
yeah,
You know?
Yeah, big ups. So anyway, let's relax right now. Let's relax. A little bit more on the track. What
So-
inspired you?
So what inspired me was life. So
Listen, I got 2 daughters.
yeah, man. So
I feel you.
it's just life, man. Life hits you, and for an artist and musician, like your best music comes from your pain. So at the time, like I was just going through so much, like I had a breakdown in my life. You know what I mean? Where I was just like, man, I need to relax. I need to get away. You know what I mean? I was about to be 30 years old, and I didn't know, what direction I was headed in, but I set goals for myself.
Yes.
And I'm like, in order for me to achieve these goals, I gotta relax, And I wrote everything down, and I got a beat from my producer Ray Black, and it just hit me, and it connected, and it's like those are the best songs because a song that people can hear and kind of relate to is the best kind of music. You know what I mean? Because everybody has stress, everybody has problems in their life, and the only time where everything seems right is when they're relaxing.
Facts.
And
y'all need to relax. We'll drop the link below. You need to listen to this track. It's on all platforms, right?
yes, sir. Tempo_official is the handle. If you guys want to check it out.
no, you guys got to check it out. Honestly, I love the record. I think the timing was perfect, and it seemed so strategic to me. I'm like, yo, like the way it dropped was perfect because I was stressing.
I love that, John.
I think we're all stressing a little bit.
Yeah.
I think everyone could really listen
need
to that
to
record
relax.
and
Yeah.
enjoy it. Absolutely.
You're killing my vibe. I do not need that.
And if you guys are all very relaxed, I would welcome everybody to make a video of you doing the most relaxing thing, the thing that relaxes you the most, but make it creative, because creativity is what we need to do right now. This is what we need to tap into, especially in a time like this where we have nothing but time.
Mhm.
Let's get creative. You know what I mean? Let's spread the love. Let's all relax together. You know what I mean?
Well, let's do that. So let's challenge you right now. Let's challenge everybody. Do a video, make a video, IG, whatever platform, and then just tag Tempo and of you relaxing.
Hey, yo, I made one yesterday. I don't
That's
know if
funny.
we want to
That's
play it for the people on the visual.
Let's play it.
All right, cool.
That's fine.
I need to relax. Oh, that killing my vibe. I do not need that. No, I do not need that. No, I do not need that. I need to relax.
So Bessas, explain yourself.
Bro, he told me about it, and I'm like, all right, like, of course I'm gonna make the relax challenge. I'm gonna do
facts.
it.
Relax challenge. Yeah.
Whatever, I'm gonna do it. So I go into my kitchen. I'm like, all right. So first I got the robe. I'm like, I go in my kitchen. I'm like, I'm gonna get some cucumbers. I'm gonna put them in my eye. I'm gonna go lay down on the lawn chair. And
Wait, is it on TikTok too?
it's not. I didn't post it yet anywhere.
You know what I'm saying? Is the song on
It's a
TikTok?
song on TikTok. The song should be on TikTok. If it's not now, it'll be there next week.
And if it's not, just play it on, just obviously just put it in your favorites, whatever you listen to music on, and just play it in the background. And then
Yeah.
still tag them.
Mhm.
Boom, there you go.
Yeah, but basically I was gonna get cucumbers and I didn't have any.
need
So
to relax.
so I got lemons and I cut them up, put them on.
Put 'em
It's
on his eyes,
hilarious.
yeah, it's so funny.
You guys saw.
All right, so speaking of music, you got some music coming out.
Swerving side to side. I'm way too drunk to drive. Headlights way too bright.
Bessas.
Tomorrow, Too Drunk is dropping
May 29th.
May 29th.
I'm way too drunk to drive.
Yeah, man.
Way too drunk. I love the cover art.
You like that?
Big
yeah,
ups.
that's
Who's the artist that did that?
Keeping a Strange Art. I went to a showcase. Keeping a Strange Art was there painting. They had artists painting as well as artists performing, and I saw his art. It captivated me. I came in like a fly into a bug zap, and basically he's like, I love you, that song that you just performed, and I was like, I love your art, and we were like, Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying. We were saying earlier is like when you talk to someone and you figure out what they do and then you make it work. You guys do something collective.
It shouldn't be uncomfortable when I ask you, hey, how you doing? What do you do for a living? And then so I want to know so if we can connect somehow, some way.
It was super easy that day because we both just so happened to be doing what we did.
Yeah, facts. Well,
so shout out to that showcase. I got to shout out.
You
Neptune's
get work while you're working.
Artworks.
You get work while you're working. That's a fact.
Facts. And you get work. Yeah, that's what you just said. Yeah.
So, all right. Any last shout outs, Tempo?
I want to shout out Good Company. I want to shout out, hip hop since 1987. And I want to shout out KDK Entertainment, obviously, and Curtis Mack and CM Productions, you know what I'm saying, for having me on the podcast.
Thanks.
I also want to just shout out to any artists out there trying to make it, man. Just don't stop. Don't give up on your dream. And continue to just keep working. If you don't have an outlet or a platform, add any of us on Instagram, you know what I mean? Follow us. And we'll try and help you guys out as best as we can.
Yeah, big facts. You're doing a lot of like media buying and A&R right now, kind of, right?
Yeah, man. So Bessas actually helps me with this as well. I do something called the Pajama Jam. I try and do on the weekends, and what that is like, you come. I try and bring a bunch of creatives together in one room, and just allow them to connect. Like it doesn't matter if you cook for a living or if you paint for a living. You know what I mean? Come in. There's other creatives in there. Let's link up together. Let's try and create something bigger, than ourselves. And some people just don't have the platform. I know people that don't know each other, so they just come together and collect.
It's kind of like an open mic for your talent.
Pretty much via via live. You know what I mean? And there's no better way to get to know somebody than up close and personal. So
word. All right. Shout out your tag. How can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at tempo_the_artist.
Bessas, how can they reach you?
You can reach me at Bessas Music on Instagram and bessasmusic.com.
Yeah, facts. You can always reach me at curtismack.com. And just, anything is Curtis Mack 93, any social media platform. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Temp, thanks for coming, dog.
Appreciate you guys.
You've been listening to podcasts
with Curtis Mack
and your co-host Bessas.